This is the Powered AF Podcast, a show about visionaries, high performers, and entrepreneurs, and their stories on how they push past fear, overcome imposter syndrome, and navigate through the mental roadblocks in order to achieve the highest level of success. And I'm your host, Abu Fofana. Listen, it's okay to stay where you are right now. There's nothing wrong with mastering where you are right now over a consistent period of time. And that's what I want to talk about during this episode, because I've been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, I've been talking to a lot of business owners, and it seems that everyone is stressed, right? Everyone is stressed trying to get to the next thing. And that's what we naturally think the sole purpose of running our business is, right? We think that we're in business to scale it. Once something is working, we feel as, okay, well, we need to get more customers. We need to get more people. We need to scale, right? We need to go from 100K a month to 200K. We need to go from 200K a month to $500,000 a month. From $500,000 to 1 million a month, right? We need to keep growing. But listen, it's okay to master where you are right now, because those people that are scaling so quickly don't realize that scaling comes with unexpected risk and unattended consequences, right? There's an underlying effect that takes place that most people aren't talking about. And so I'm going to talk about it. And if you are understanding what I'm saying, because you're currently in this place in your business, and you may just be starting out and you have these ambitions. You may be in the middle of scaling right now and you're like, man, this is a lot for me right now. You know, what do I need to do? I'm sort of not enjoying the process anymore. I'm not enjoying my business anymore. What do I need to do in order to, really take myself out of my business? Like, I didn't know it also came with headaches. Or you're someone who has been scaling for a period of time, but you can't quite get back to a level that you were scaling at, right? You were doing consistent 100K a month, but for some reason, you just can't get to 100K a month again, right? And now you're just throwing Hail Marys and doing a lot of different things. This is one of the biggest things that I see with people deciding to scale, is that they don't realize that scaling doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to increase your profit. Right? So scaling, you may increase the number of customers, you may increase your sales, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to increase your profit. Now, if I had to do it over again, because I quickly scaled and then I hit the mental roadblock and the physical roadblock and the emotional roadblock and the spiritual roadblock, I hit it all. And I was just trying to figure out, like, man, what did I do wrong? Like, I thought scaling was supposed to be fun, right? You're supposed to hire a bunch of people. You're supposed to go out there like gladiators and take on the world and be the next Apple and be the next Facebook and be the next Microsoft. But then you have to realize, out of the millions of companies in the world, there is only one Facebook, there is only one Apple, there is only one Google, there is only one Microsoft, because scaling is really, really hard. And scaling is really a challenge of, one, your business systems, what systems and the systems you created, can it actually handle scale? And I don't mean, more customers, but can it serve those customers well when you allow them or when they purchase from you? Can it serve them well at scale? And most people don't think about that. They just think about, okay, more customers, but then the quality of the products and the quality of service goes down because they're not able to serve them at scale as well. The other thing to think about, and most people don't think about when we're talking about scaling, is, the mental capacity that it takes. And so scaling is like a direct mirror to the entrepreneur. You're looking at yourself in the mirror, and as you're growing, you're being stretched in so many places because you've never been there before. If you've made 5K 12 months in a row, you've been there. You got comfortable making 5K. So when you are making 5K, you know what to expect. You know your expenses, you know how to serve your customers, like you're familiar with that territory. And then imagine going from 5K a month to 100K a month. This is completely new. The mental capacity, right, and the mental exercise that it puts you through is a lot, right? It's a lot because now you're in a whole new area that you're not familiar with. And so the 5K capacity is completely different than 100K capacity, right? Like you're more in demand at 100K. People are reaching out to you more. Your customer support and inbound box is completely full all the time. Your team is constantly reaching out to you. You have to build systems rapidly and quickly to serve those customers that are coming in. And it takes a lot from you mentally. And so imagine going from 5K a month to 100K a month and then saying, okay, well, let's go to $1 million a month. That's really, really hard. Now, what you're about to do is you're either going to scale yourself out of business because you're not taking an account of the unattended, the underlying effects of growing so quickly. It sounds good, right? It sounds great. That's why there are companies that their goal is to just grow 10 to 20% a year because they need to be able to handle that scale. They don't go and say, you know what, let's grow 200% this year or 200% each month. That's extremely hard to do because it requires a different level of system, different level of people and talent a lot of times, a different level of entrepreneurship. And most people that are scaling, most business owners, they don't actually have the skills required to scale, right? They don't actually have the skills to do that. And so here's what I'm suggesting to you. I'm not saying don't go and challenge yourself. That's not what I'm saying right here, right? I'm saying if you're moving too quickly and you feel like you're really overwhelmed and nothing seems to be working for you right now, what I'm saying is master where you are right now or master where you are again. Right? Master where you are again. Maybe you've been there before, but you haven't been there in a long time. I'm saying master that process, that part of the journey again. And maybe you're just coming here, you're thinking about scaling up and you're starting to feel overwhelmed. But I'm saying master where you are right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Master where you are consistently over a period of time until it starts getting comfortable again and you're ready to take on the next challenge. Thank you for joining us at the Powered AF podcast. Make sure to visit our website and make sure to follow our podcast anywhere you listen to the podcast to make sure you never miss a show. And please, 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 if you enjoyed this episode and this show, please make sure to leave us a review. It really, really does help. And last thing, if you're interested in this freebie that I just released, I want you to check this out. Recently, I put together a free online training on how to 10x your sales online. This is for business owners who are struggling with making consistent sales online. Whether you run a product or service-based business, this is the perfect training for you. The free training is still up and you can access it by going to poweryourlaunch.com/pod. Again, poweryourlaunch.com/pod. That's POD. All right. Thanks again for listening in. I'll see you during our next show.